تفسير. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ومولانا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين سيما بقية الله الأعظم روحي وأرواح العالمين له الفداء. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. First of all, really all thanks is for Allah, and our gratitude is towards Him for giving us this blessing, this great ni'mat of bringing us here next to Imam Hussain on the day of Arbaeen. And it is something that you will look back in the hereafter, in Akhirat, you will look back at these moments and say, how beautiful and how precious were these moments that I spent here. Just these nights, these days, it will become like a bright light in your life. So we thank Allah for that. There's an ayat in the Quran. I just want to say a few things regarding Ziyarat Arbaeen again, so that truly it can, become a place in our life. There's an ayat in the Quran where Allah speaks to mu'mineen and says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu in tansurullah yansurkum wa yuthabbit aqdamakum. He says, believers, if you help Allah, Allah will help you. If you assist Allah, then Allah will assist you. And He will make your feet firm, make you stand strong. So here, this ayat, first of all, obviously is an amazing ayat because Allah is asking for help. Now we know that Allah doesn't need help. Allah doesn't need help. But He's asking for help. So the meaning of this, I'm not going to explain a lot regarding this. I want to go somewhere else. But really it's interesting to know this, right? I mean, Allah is asking for help. He's saying, if you help me, I will help you also. So Allah doesn't need our help. But there are certain things regarding Allah that He wants us to help with. You see, no one can harm Allah, but they can destroy, for example, the Kaaba, the house of Allah. The house of Allah is vulnerable. Anyone can destroy it. So Allah is saying that no one can harm me, but they can destroy the Kaaba. So, first place Allah wants us to help Him is by defending the Kaaba, the house of Allah. You can't harm Allah, but you can destroy the Quran. So what happens is that when you are capable of destroying the Quran, Allah says, now you go and defend the Quran. That's how you help me. And these are the things that Allah wants us to help in. Allah says, you can't harm me, but you can hurt my religion by making a fake religion in Allah's name, by creating innovation in deen. If you see that, then it's wajib on us to defend Islam. It's wajib on us to step forward and defend Islam. So this is where Allah needs help. And the same way is like this, that when you, for example, you can't harm Allah, but Allah's wali is vulnerable. He can be harmed and he can be killed. That's why all of the Imams were shaheed. So Allah is saying, you don't defend me, but I want you to defend my wali. This is an obligation in Islam. This is a wajib in Islam. Right? Alright, that's alright. There will be another group that's going to come behind. Don't worry about that. Right? This is our time, so we need to spend our time in utilizing it in the best way possible. Alright? So just like that is what we are about. We are, my friends, this Ziyarat Arbaeen is there for us to help the wali of our time, to help the imam of our time. Helping is different than serving. You know, there's two different words. One is nasir, one is khadim. Nusrat and khidmat. These are two words. They are different in meaning. Khidmat also means to serve. Nusrat also means to serve. But nusrat and help only happens when you ask for help. If someone is asking for help. If they don't ask for help, then you do whatever you want to do. This is called khidmat. And help is only needed when there's an actual need. For example, when something is weak and vulnerable, then someone says, please help me. But if you're strong and capable, you don't ask for help. And if someone does something for you, they are giving you service. It's not helping. See the difference here. I want you to know the difference so you can understand the eloquence of what your situation is, where you're standing. Helping is only when someone asks for help and says, can you help me? Rasulullah, when he came, when Islam was nowhere and he was alone and there was no one to help Islam or anything, at that point he asked for help. He went to his uncle. Abbas ibn Abdul Muttalib, and said, Uncle, I offer you, would you help me in the situation I am in? Would you help me with that? And at that point, Abbas said, son, nephew, I truly believe that you are a good person and everything, but I have to respectfully decline. He declined. He didn't help him. And at the same moment, he went to Abu Talib, his other uncle, and said, Uncle, would you help me in this time? I'm asking for your help. And Abu Talib was given the same offer. And at that point, Abu Talib said, with all my blood and to the last breath that I have, I am with you. You see, Abbas afterwards gave lots of money. When Islam became established, Abbas ibn Abdul Muttalib gave a lot of money and everything for Islam. But that wasn't help, that was service, khidmat. But what Abu Talib did was nusrat. He became a helper. You see this difference. And here is why this is so important. My friends, Imam Hussain did not ask for people to come and serve him. He didn't say that, you know what, now you can serve me. He says, it doesn't matter how big I grow. It doesn't matter how great my ziyarat becomes and how many people will come. No matter how great this institution becomes, every time you come in and serve me and serve my purpose, you are not just going to be a server, you are going to be a helper. You know why? That's why Imam Hussain did not say, Hal min khadimin yakdimun. I want a servant to come and help me. He said, Hal min nasirin yansuruna. Give me a helper. I am in need of helpers. So my friends, who is Imam Hussain waiting for here? It's the same thing that Imam Zamana is waiting for. People who come here are two different types. Some people come here to help. Some people come here to serve and be a part of the movement. Being a part of the movement is a great thing. And may Allah reward all the mu'mineen who are here for that. But it's different than being a helper. A helper has a different approach, a different attitude, and a different understanding when he comes. You know, many people come here asking Imam Hussain for things, wanting something from Imam Hussain, asking for hajat. Right? We say that, you know what, I have a hajat, let me go to Imam Hussain. And we ask Imam Hussain, which is a great thing, which is fine. Allah wants you to come to this door and ask. And Imam Hussain will respond. It is said that anyone who makes dua in the dome of Imam Hussain, it will be answered. So when that will happen and how that's happening, that's great. And that person, Imam Hussain, will accept his request. But this is not a Shia that Imam Hussain wants. This is not a Shia Imam Hussain wants. He wants something else. He wants those Shias who, when they come here, they tell Imam Hussain that, Hussain, I don't want anything from you. I'm not here to ask you for anything. I'm here to ask you if you need my help. Tell me what I can do for you. Tell me what I can do for you. You see, this is the difference. When a person, when mu'mineen are going to come with that attitude and with that marifat, that I'm a helper of the Imam, then this ziyarat Arbaeen will lead us to Imam Zaman. This is where Imam Zaman comes in. You know how many people met Ahlul Baig from Karbala to Kufa to Sham? How many Shias met them? And they all cried also. They were crying when they saw them hostages with their hands tied and Imam Zainul Abidin like that. They were crying also. But tell me, how many riwayat do you read of people who came to Imam Sajjad and said, tell me what I can do for you? Tell me what I can do for you. You see, now Imam, Imam Sajjad gave them a special book. He gave them a special book. He says, you brought some comfort to me by asking me, how can you help me? So this is what the Imam is looking for when you come here. Go to him and say, I'm not here for anything. How can I ask you for something when you already gave everything? You gave up everything. How can I ask you for something like that? My friends, that's it. We are here, this Ziyarat Arbaeen, when you come here, you are helping the Wali of Allah. You are a helper. You know what that means, Ansar. You are from the Ansar of Imam Zaman. When you come for Arbaeen with this intention that I'm here to help. I'm here for this cause. I'm here to be a part of this. That's it. This is why you should come every year. No matter what happens, I need to go there. I have to be here. This is what we are about, and this is what we want from this. Just a few words of Masahib I will read, my friends. Let me read the Masahib. I don't want to read the Masahib today. I want to read the Masahib that Imam Zamana read and said. What did Imam Zaman, how did he read the Masahib? This hadith is from Imam Zaman. He said this. And you know what he remembered? He remembered when Imam Hussain was on top of Zuljana. When Imam Hussain was on top of Zuljana, and he was injured in such a way that there was hardly any energy left in him. He was going to fall down. Imam Zamana describes that scene. He said that as Hussain was about to fall down, and Zuljana felt Hussain falling down, so Zuljana spread his legs so that he can get as low to the ground as he can, so Hussain doesn't have to fall far away. Even the horse of Hussain wanted to show mercy to Hussain. Zuljana, Imam Zaman is saying this, went all the way to the ground, so when Hussain fell, he didn't have to fall far from the horse. When he fell, he just fell to the ground right away. This is how Hussain fell to the ground. My friends, you are here in this moment. Maybe you didn't have the chance to go and see the place Imam Hussain was killed. It's different than the place that he is buried. The Maqtal of Hussain is the place that he's killed. It's a small room there. You will see that place. That is where Imam Hussain was actually killed. And he was slaughtered there. Let me describe it to you the way Imam Zamana described it and the way Imam Sajjad described it. How did it happen? In history it is said that Imam Hussain was shot so many times by arrows and by swords and by spears. It is said that 33 blows of the spear, 33 blows of swords, and 34 blows of the sword, 100 blows were on his body. When we read the count, it's amazing. When you read the count, then you understand the explanation of the tasbih of Fatima al-Zahra. Why was the tasbih of Fatima al-Zahra given to her when she used to read it? For every blow that Hussain was receiving, he was saying Allahu Akbar. With every blow Imam Hussain was receiving, he said Alhamdulillah, Subhanallah. It is said that Hussain was hurt so many times was he hurt, that the people who were trying to shoot him, they said there was a reward for anyone who can put an arrow in the body of Hussain. So we went to shoot some arrows in the body of Imam Hussain, and we saw that there's no space in the body to shoot the arrows. There were no space in the arrows to shoot the arrows, so we were taking out the old arrows so we could put in new ones. Now you see this is Hussain. This is what's happening around. This is hard to say this at any time. But because this is Arbaeen and we are next to Imam Hussain, I can say these things and you can realize what's happened. Maybe this image is going to be in our minds forever. It should be in our minds forever because Imam Sajjad had to live with it all his life. Imam al-Zamana is still living with these images all his life. You know, a spear is made to put someone to pierce someone when it goes inside. It's easy to go inside, but that's not where it injures. When you put the spear inside of a body, it goes inside. The real damage comes when you pull it out. When you pull it out, then the whole flesh that goes inside comes out with it. Imam Hussain, when he was lying on the ground, they were thrusting spears into his body in such a way that when they pulled the body, it was being dragged from one side to the other. It was being dragged from one side to the other. That's how they were doing it. My friends, that's it. Now can I say these hadiths from Imam Sajjad? Imam Sajjad says, Imam al-Zamana repeats it. He says, Ana ibn al-madbuh min al-wara. I am the one who was slaughtered from the backside. You know, when you slaughter an animal, the decent way to slaughter an animal is from the front side, because the veins are in the front. When you go through the front, the blood comes out. The body doesn't feel pain anymore when the blood comes out. But he said they didn't have the decency to cut my father from the front side. They cut him from the back side. Because the problem is, when you have to go through the back, you have to go through the spine and chop the spine until you get to the veins that are in the front. It is said, they chopped the head of Hussain 10 times until the bone was broken. 10 times they chopped the head of Hussain until the bone was broken. And then he says that I am the son of someone that he says Ra'sul Majsus. You know what that means? Just this last thing, and I leave this with this image, and that's it. We'll read Ziyarat Arbaeen after this. Right after that, we'll have some matam, one matam, and that's it, my friend. The other group is here already, I can see that. And we have to go. Just one last thing I'll mention to you, and that's it. Imam Sajjad said that I am the son of someone who is Ra'sul Majsus. Ra'sul Majsus, you know what this means? He says that when the head was cut, it wasn't cut all the way. There were veins and ligaments that were still tucked to his head, so they were pulling his head out, so those ligaments were being pulled. Ya Hussain, say, Ya Hussain.